You have been holding on to something or someone because you are holding on to the faith that God brought this into your life. And yet you find yourself going from faith to doubt, and you're exhausted. You just want a clear answer from God. And God has already given you the answer. And today we are going to look in his word, and he has a word for you. And we're going to use a picture because I know you guys like my stick figures. So I'm going to start with this. Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Okay? He leads you beside still waters. Let me tell you something, boo-boo. When you are being led by the Lord, this is what it looks like. You have these still waters. Hold on. You got these still waters. And what happens with the still waters? They're transparent. There's peace. There's safety, there's clarity, right? You can look into that still water and you could see the beautiful rocks, the little fishies. You can see everything. There's no mystery. There may be some mystery, right? But there's no darkness. If there's any danger, you're going to know about it. It's right there. It's clear as crystal. God always leads you in peace. Jesus is, one of his many names, the Prince of Peace, right? So when somebody comes into your life, okay, you are going to have peace. Now, people are going to say, Jackie, but if this is from the Lord, right, isn't the enemy going to attack it? Isn't there going to be spiritual warfare if this is truly a marriage that God has put together, a relationship God has put together? Well, here's the thing. A relationship that is of God will have warfare, absolutely. It's going to be exterior warfare. The demons giving you dreams of this person, leaving you or whatever it is. And there's fear involved in those dreams, right? But God has not given us the spirit of fear. However, them blowing up on you, having jealousy, going back and forth of having interest in you, or, oh, I don't know if I can commit, or I don't know if I'm fully interested in you, lying to you, you guys having anger spurts together, disagreeing with your relationship with God. They're over here doing things the worldly way, and you feel, even if you're a woman, you feel like you need to lead that person to God. This is not warfare. This is clear indication from the Lord. This is not of me. Even when there's warfare, God gives believers a peace that surpasses all understanding, right? In circumstances that are turbulent, that are crazy, God gives you a peace that surpasses all understanding, right? But in this relationship, okay, or in this situation that you find yourself in, that you've been believing is from God, you find yourself in a little boat. This is Jeremy. He's in a boat, okay? And I know it's a small little boat, but it's turbulent waters, right? And what happens with turbulent waters? Why is this relationship so turbulent? Why is the situation so chaotic and gives you anxiety and fear? Because it's probably turbulent waters, right? Fear, danger, spiritually, right? They're leading you into sin. They're leading you to, just insane, like having insanity and confusion and all of these different things. Confusion, this is not the Lord leading you, baby. This is what happens. This is what it looks like when you're leading yourself. Because right here in James chapter 4, in James chapter 1, for he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind. James 1:8, he is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. Okay, so when you're going from faith to doubt, you have to think to yourself, what's going on here? Okay, and I have this theory that men are just most men are very good at smelling a woman that is clingy or narcissistic or argumentative, and they leave right away. Like they could have one conversation with a girl in a coffee shop and be like, that's not gonna work. She's a little bit crazy or whatever, right? Women, we also, you know, our girlfriends tell us, even though we're like, oh my gosh, starstruck, he's so cute. But our friends are telling us, hey girl, like, and then he's showing red flags, but you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. So you ignore your initial discernment, the first discernment you have. You know, I had a situation where somebody actually scammed me, and I didn't realize. Okay, we're going to talk about this, me and my husband, in greater detail at another time. But I had actually blocked that person initially, and I didn't even realize I did. And they came back into the picture, and I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and I got scammed. And let me tell you something. When God is giving you this unction and you don't feel peace, and you're like, why are you going back on that? You know, men, you know that this girl, she's trouble. You have your doubts, but because she's pretty, because she has a nice personality, because you guys agree on certain things, you're like, oh, okay, you know, let me just try this out. When you're leading yourself, you become like the guy in James chapter 1, okay? Turbulent waters. It's crazy. You're going up and down. And, you know, this is another thing. In the church, there's this, and I believe that God allowed me to believe a man was my husband and have this whole testimony to help y'all out, because this is the thing. God can tell you who your husband is, but it's not his default way. It's not. And people in the church, I've seen so many people even get married and it was the wrong person. But because they had all these signs, right? That which the devil gives signs. Even in the book of Revelation, he's going to bring signs. The false prophet's going to have signs, and all these people are going to have signs, right? You fall for it. And here's the thing. People in the church say, I'm going to marry this person. I'm going to preach to the nations. I'm going to be a billionaire Christian and help people all around the world, all the poor people. Okay, but James chapter 4 verse 13 through 16 says, come now, you who say today or tomorrow we will go to such and such a city and spend a year there and engage in business and make a profit. Why, you don't even know what will happen tomorrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away. For you should rather say, if the Lord wills, we shall live and do this or that. All such boasting is evil. Okay? Now, you can ignore the red flags and these signs. But what's going to happen is God is going to allow you to, just keep going your own way and go against his warning. And what's going to happen is that situation is going to force you out of itself. You are going to get so heartbroken that you're going to find yourself having to break up with this person, even though you don't want to. God will allow them, not cause them, but allow them to hurt you so that you can get out of this. And honestly, that's his mercy. But the more you prolong not listening to God in a situation where God is giving you initial discernment, danger, danger, get out of this, this is not from me, turbulent waters, not peace, the greater the fall is going to be. And it's going to be on you at the end of the day, because I used to get in these relationships where I knew God was saying no. You know, this guy's not a believer, or he's a believer, but he's not really living the faith. He's just talking the faith. He's lukewarm. And I would ignore God. And then I would get hurt, and then I would say, God, why'd you do this to me? Why'd you allow this guy to come into my life? And it's like, the devil's going to bring people into your life, and you're going to be tempted in this life. However, when you're tempted, the Bible says in James 1, when you're tempted, don't say I'm tempted of God, because God doesn't tempt anybody with evil. That's the devil's job. Don't be deceived. Every good and perfect gift comes from above, from the Father of lights, with whom there's no shadow of turning. When God gives you a perfect gift, when God gives you a spouse, when there is peace, there's no shadow of turning. It's just going like this, and you're up and down, right? And your emotions and your feelings and your, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. So with God, yes, there requires faith when he brings something into your life, when he brings a situation, a person into your life. It requires faith. But he is going to give you the peace that surpasses all understanding. And you should not be enduring abuse or any kind of, playing games with you. And if it's from the Lord, you shouldn't be double-minded, going from faith to doubt.